Hey Sora, Akaza from Demon Slayer is seriously strong and so cool. But I've been wondering, what's the meaning behind the tattoos on his arms?
Good question, Ryu. Actually, Akaza's tattoos are deeply connected to his tragic past and Japan's history of tattoos. Today, let's explore Akaza's backstory and dive into the fascinating history of tattooing and its role as punishment in Japan.
So Akaza was human before he became a demon, right? What was his life like back then?
Akaza's real name was Hakuji, and he was born into a poor family. His father was bedridden due to illness, and Hakuji had to steal repeatedly to buy medicine.
Well, that sounds like he had no choice.
That's how it seems, doesn't it? But his father was so heartbroken about Hakuji turning to crime that he ended his own life. After that, Hakuji continued stealing to survive. Even when he was caught and punished, he defiantly declared, "If you're going to chop my hands off, go ahead. I'll just do it with my feet."
Geez, what a rough life. So, are the tattoos on his arms connected to all that?
That's right. The 3 lines tattooed on Akaza's arms symbolize his past as a criminal. In fact, tattoos in Japan were historically used as a form of punishment for criminals.
Wait, tattoos were a punishment? I thought they were just for fashion or art.
True, tattoos are often seen as stylish now. But during the Edo period, there was something called the tattoo punishment, irezumi-ke. Criminals would have marks or lines tattooed on their bodies, making it obvious to everyone that they had committed crimes. For instance, 2 or 3 lines were tattooed on the arm, or even an S was engraved on the forehead.
So they were basically branded as criminals for life? That's harsh.
Absolutely. In some areas, the punishment got even crueler. For example, if someone committed a first crime, they'd get a line tattooed on the forehead. A second crime added another line. And a third crime completed the character for dog, inu in Japanese. Once marked as a dog, they were sentenced to death.
A dog tattoo? That's humiliating on top of everything else. And I'm guessing those tattoos couldn't be removed, right?
Exactly. Removing the tattoos was strictly forbidden. Because of that, many people were permanently labeled as criminals, making it almost impossible for them to reintegrate into society. As a result, some would lose hope and fall deeper into crime.
But wait, were tattoos only used as punishment? They must have existed way before that, right?
You're spot on. Tattoos have been around in Japan since ancient times. For example, China's historical text, The Records of the 3 Kingdoms, mentions that men in Japan's Yamatai kingdom wore tattoos.
Whoa, so ancient Japanese people had tattoos too? What were they for?
They were often for spiritual purposes, like warding off evil spirits or praying for safety. Fishermen, for instance, believed tattoos could protect them from sea disasters. Even Japan's oldest historical text, the Chronicles of Japan, mentions tattoos being used as punishment for rebels. So tattoos have a dual history, as both cultural symbols and criminal marks.
But by the Edo period, tattoos started to look cool, right?
That's right. Tattooing evolved into an art form known as horimono. It became especially popular among firefighters and craftsmen, who used tattoos to showcase their bravery and sense of camaraderie.
Firefighters? Like Edo-period heroes? Why would they get tattoos?
Edo was a city plagued by fires, so firefighters were local heroes. Since their jobs often involved baring their bodies, their tattoos were highly visible and served as a badge of pride. It also helped identify them if they were injured or killed on duty.
That makes sense. What kind of designs were popular back then?
At first, they were simple characters or small designs. But over time, the artistry improved, and tattoos became large, colorful works of art. A famous example is the character Toyama Kinshiro, who is known for his striking cherry blossom tattoo. His story has been adapted into dramas, and the iconic line, "Can't you see the Sakura storm on my back?" is particularly famous. This line is often used in scenes where he reveals his true identity, symbolizing his boldness and sense of justice.
What about later? Did tattoos stay popular?
Not really. During the Meiji era, Japan's government aimed to modernize and began to view tattoos as barbaric. Tattoo punishment was abolished in 1872, and even decorative tattoos were banned.
Wow, that's strict, huh? What happened to tattoo artists?
Many talented tattoo artists kept working underground, but the culture faced serious decline due to these regulations. Even so, the art survived, often in secret.
What did foreigners think about Japanese tattoos?
Surprisingly, they admired them. For example, Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia, famously got a dragon tattoo on his right arm during a visit to Japan in 1891.
No way, a Russian emperor with a Japanese tattoo? That's awesome.
As we've seen, tattoos in Japan have two sides. They've been used as punishment, but they've also been a celebrated form of art and culture.
Learning about Akaza's past makes this history even more relatable. I never realized tattoos could hold so much meaning.
We hope Akaza's story inspires you to learn more about Japanese history and culture. See you in the next video.
See ya! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.